Yeah, that's beautiful.
Hello.
Hi. When I introduce the event for the guys.
It's amazing event. I'm very happy for you that you are here because you're not missing something special. So it's, as you know, it's about AI. How can you use it in your business? So please don't miss it. And I
Beautiful.
hope you can enjoy your wine and home there also.
Wait, let's do a
Let's
wine
do
and
a change.
grind.
Yeah.
And this, guys, is the kickoff of the new wine and grind edition. This is the live stream. Behind.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Perfect. Thanks. Okay. So the whole thing is not needed. I'm just gonna do webcams as well. Alan, welcome. Come on. Huh? Yes, wherever you like. איפה שאפשר להשיג מקום, תשבו. Boo. Okay, we're good. We're just gonna do webcam.
Are we okay like this? Am I in your frame? Huh? I think so. This light is light in the frame.
We need to drop down. We need to drop down to this is where you're at.
Oh, you wait a second. I'm going to take off the side. Now have a look.
Now you're out of the.
Tell me when I reach it.
You're in the front.
Now. All right. Okay.
Your camera's not.
I know.
Yeah, the middle on here, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to use it.
No, We'll make one more check that we're not in your frame. Tell me if I'm okay now. I'm fine? No, thank you. You're the professional, man, you know? You gotta make sure that you're okay. My light is I'm not going to be using it only for myself. No. Maybe I can bring it.
So I love this. So you're an enterprise and you have a lot of ideas, but you can also use everybody so then we should bring the digital. And then we should bring the transactions. We should make sure that he's doing fine.
Tripod lights, but I didn't bring all that.
I thought you were going to make a phone. Just join.
No. When you do something in life, don't too much.
You look what the payment.
You don't have to do a lot. When you do well.
Oh, well, I have a LinkedIn profile. Okay. I guess you can see the company over the profile. Oh, now I know. You can just
Yes, I am. I'm
Yeah,
not
I was also.
Daniel Leubitz.
There is this and there is.
Hello, welcome.
Okay, so what do you do?
So I manage the oil. Let's say like between six, just close the startup. And what I do today is
as I was for half a year previously.
So that's how basically, what I do now is I would start coaching, business planning, and so on. All these output some business values, maybe technology side. You know, things come with the time.
I was in my job. Go bankrupt like the fucking way because they let all the whole team and then they were trying to sell them.
Some of the CEO of the company.
Who was letting people go? Michael knows. Also, not very nice. It was still fun. I fucking started with one brother finding the two other died silently. So what basically just people officers. So the first thing they sell before that the CEO who was just the guy and everybody. So most of the projects seems to be okay.
In other words, I'm going to be double backing you on the show.
My CEO is still calibrating myself. Like, no, please don't. Oh, yeah, please do. I love this. Yeah, but
I don't know what I'm talking here anyway. I don't know what I'm doing here, so I put some photos of myself with it.
הכי הזוי לי, כאילו, אנשים פה, דמיינתי דברים גם מגדלים. דיונים כאלה צעירים.
איזה מאזינים אותנו, מאזינים בקרוב.
לעומק, מסתכל מה שזה לא של אנשים כמו המחשב. יש פה מקום אחד. לא, לא, כן, את תצא, לא
אני בא מאחורה.
לאיפה הוא הגיע?
Strategy place.
שם הייתי בפינה.
זאת הקבוצה שמארגנת את הדברים. כמו הפעם, ודרך מה את מגיעה לזה? אבל באירועים אחרים.
Maybe you can teach me later
דווקא אירוע זה אני דבר שפה, ברמת הקונספט, לא רק בעצם לייצר איתו קוד ברמת הקונספט של השפה, דבר שהחבר'ה שמתעסקים בקוד לא חיים שם, הם חיים בקוד, הם לא מבינים ששפה אבל בעצם לא ברמת השפה הוא עושה לעצמו, בעצם מתכנת את עצמו דרך השפה. בשנים האחרונות הייתי בנושא של הקריפטו.
בסדר? לא מפריע?
שהטכנולוגיה נוגעת באמנים בעיקר חוצה את הגבולות בין מה שיכול הדבר הזה אמור לעשות.
אם אתם פה אולי אז אני אקח את הלפטופ שלי. רק אני אקח אותו. אני גם מדבר איך אני אקח אותו.
All right, let's do this. One second.
Guys, just last thing, if you have not yet checked in or I didn't check you in, please go to Ilan or myself, whatever, and we'll do a check-in for you so that we know that you attended.
Okay, let's get this show on the road. My name is Daniel Leubitz. I'm one of the organizers of WINE&GRIND. More importantly, I love seeing all these faces. We're all here, learn about a little bit of AI, socialize, network. Please take advantage of our amazing host, Yael. Again, glasses of wine are available inside at any time during the presentation for 35 shekels a glass, and we have red wine inside you can have outside. So there's that. So let me tell you a bit about WINE&GRIND and why we started. I'll be very, very quick. Being in Netanya, we wanted to bring high tech to Netanya and also create a community, not just like a meetup. It's how to help startups, how to have startups meet investors, and also have a place where you can collaborate. I find that the water cooler, the technology water cooler is a little bit lacking.
And I wanted to keep a space where we feel like community, where it's important and you can reach out to somebody saying, you know someone in this space, you know where I can find a developer and so on and so forth. So we wanted to build a vibrant community. We also wanted to create economic and capital resources. We have some VCs also in the room who are registered. Please seek them out. That's interesting for you. And of course, boost startups visibility. We try to reach out to startups who are looking for exposure. Again, this is an amazing platform for you as well. If you're a startup or know a startup that wants to present at WINE&GRIND, please reach out to us. Who we attract, super important. This is all of you guys together. Super interesting in AI, 22 experts, 1% professional. Role breakdown, 59.4% of you guys are C-level, 24 middle management, and 25 team members. A whole wide array of different verticals from cybersecurity, technology, legal, entertainment, and digital solutions. That's who you guys are. This is also who you guys are. These are the companies who are in attendance today. Thank you. This is also who you are. So take notes of the companies that are in the presence in this room. Someone interests you, reach out, that's why you have name tags, find out. It's like a duck hunt. Decide to see who's who. But these are the companies registered. Okay. So this is again who you guys are. Please reach out, do networking, and see how these companies can assist you in your both career and professional adventures. Having said that, these are our featured speakers for this evening. Ed Lindebaum, Yael, Tamar, Nimrod, Vromen, and LIVESTREAM. Amazing team here, and I'm very thankful to everyone for just volunteered their time to speak to us this evening. We have two startups that will be presenting today. One is very new. I think it's very big. So we have two startups speaking this evening. There's very strict rules. It's 4 minutes, and they'll be speaking about who they are and what they are, and then open up to Q&A. Again, if you are a startup or know a startup that wants to present at WINE&GRIND, please let me know. The next slide, which you can't see, but I can.
Go back to low tech then. It's
It's
easier those days. Just press the fucking button and that's it.
So me introduce Hernan. If you don't know Hernan, he kind of stands out.
All right, guys. So we want to welcome our first speaker. If you ever search for AI for my business and you are in Israel, you will probably come up with Alex. Alex Kapp is not only a very good friend, we come way back from both personal connections and also from the Web3 blockchain crypto space. And then now with AI, we're doing a lot of stuff together, teaming up. And please welcome Alex Kapp. He's going to bring up an amazing, he's doing also now AI automations for businesses, and now most recently also AI optimized real estate in Dubai. Is it?
US.
US.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
Yeah, but I will send my avatar so we can speak.
So guys, please give it up for Alex Kapp.
Okay. So first of all, I have to tell you I'm very excited, not because AI will kill us. By the way, who believes that he will kill us? In the end, not now.
Some AI will kill some humans.
Or hands, why? Guys, you're not using AI.
We need to kill our
You're not
enemies.
using AI. Okay. So, okay, here it will work. Who's using AI here?
ChatGPT.
Okay. I'm seeing some people that not raise their hands, so okay. Now you're using AI. Give me some examples, like for what? Business, marketing, sales.
Okay, both. Everything.
Presentations.
Presentations. Okay. Avatars. Who using for avatars? What? Okay, interesting. Who using for coding? Okay. So if you want to make an application, build an application, you can use AI. Oh, here I see my presentation, which is so big. Okay, something with the solution. What else? Coding. Stock market. Okay, analyzing stocks. Yeah.
Research.
Research.
Killing enemies. Killing enemies.
What?
Killing enemies.
Killing enemies.
You want way?
Bombs? Iranian spy. No?
Makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. I was in 8200 in the years. So be careful. What else, guys?
Pulse analyze.
Calls analyze?
Yeah.
Calls analyze. For selling. Sales.
Sell to analyze the emotion and the state of the opposite side.
Okay.
Product management, PRDs, go-to-market strategy, laid out path for projects, project breakdowns.
Okay. What about photos?
Creating
I told you.
Influencers.
Photography.
Photography.
Security research.
Security research. What do you mean by that?
I'm a stock analyst and I'm using it all day long. Like for example, there's a alert about something and I want to understand 100% what is happening technically.
Right.
So instead of me going to Google and try to do the digging the regular way, so I'm going to the AI, whatever, AI model, and then just ask that and then go with the back and forth digging and create reports.
Guys, by the way, why I'm asking that? Because you can study from each other how to use AI and why to use AI. What about real estate? When you're buying a home, real estate
Or
What to
Or
negotiate
designing.
instead of
negotiation.
I don't know, in what way you
In what way? To study how you can negotiate about the prices. If you want to buy a home, let's say,
no. I just wanted to add that we're
real
using.
estate.
Well, yeah, for real estate, we're using that to just not forget about stuff that needs to be done for refurnishing. We have a client in the US who asked us to do this, so there's a design and it's like
It's
not
like a construction. Something like that.
like they design stuff and we
Okay.
tell exactly the amount of work that needs to be done and what needs to be bought and when, at which stage it needs to be shipped. Like,
By the way, so next time when you will take a mashkanta and you want to consider what kind of mashkanta to take, you can speak with the AI, ChatGPT or Claude, okay? It's very important, guys. Or you want to compare where to buy, Tel Aviv or Haifa, on what street. You can compare between streets. It's very important.
ChatGPT?
With perplexity. Okay, doing amazing job, and you will be surprised. So, okay, why I'm saying AI crazy? What happened? Did you hear what happened in Claude Anthropic? What they did? 2 days
You're talking
ago?
about the ability to control the computer?
Yes.
It's a
You can
robotic mechanism.
control the computer, and I will show you what happened. What they did? They built AI agent that working instead of you on your computer, finding things, analyzing, and you just sitting and drinking coffee. So if you want to lie on the beach, drink coffee or some mojito, and the AI will do all the other stuff, all the boring stuff, now you can. Almost you can.
What at?
Can you open the lid?
Close.
Thanks.
Close.
On Claudius, I will show you. I tried that one. I tried this morning. Okay, for real estate. I just recorded it because it's taking time, but you will see how it's working. Okay. Just a second. Start here. see that I'm just writing a text to the computer inside my computer, and I want to find 5 properties, real estate properties, for 300,000K, okay? And to do a spreadsheet that will show me the ROI if I will rent my apartment for $1,500. So the resolution not so good here, but you can see how it's working by itself. I'm not doing that. It's just AI. So what you can see here, it's going to Firefox without me. It's going by himself. Now, after getting to Firefox, it will go to real estate website in Dubai, because I asked to find in Dubai. Okay, here you can see, it's going to Properties Finder. Everything that you can see here, it's just by the AI. I just typed the text. Okay, here is it's searching for the properties that I asked, and it's starting analyzing. On the left side, you can see the analyze. On the right side, you can see the screen of the websites. I don't want to show you all the process, but in the end, it gave me Excel file, okay, with the properties, with all information, with the ROI, and I can download it and do what I want. So just imagine what will happen in 2 to 5 years from now. Why I'm always saying that AI will kill us in the end, it's not just a quote. I really believe that it will happen, not in 1 to 5 years, but who knows what is AGI? Okay, great. AGI is artificial general intelligence, and if you remember the movie,
Terminator.
no, almost. Okay. What about this?
What's up, everyone? I'm Alex Cap, and let me tell you straight
It's
up.
my avatar.
Everyone's been talking about
The resolution is not so good, so it's not so good picture.
and turning it into real business.
But
I'm not here to waste your time.
this is my creepy avatar.
I'm here because
And if you saw the movie, I wrote.
businesses do the revolution.
By the way, a week and a half ago, who saw the development of Tesla? The taxi, the robots. It's exactly what we saw on 2003 in the movie I, Robot. So it's not a conspiracy, but it's duplicate the same. And you can see my avatar. Why I ask if you use avatars for marketing? Because today on LinkedIn, you won't see me. You will see just my avatar.
Did you shave to match the avatar?
Of course. Of course. Every morning, by the way. Okay. I think 2 weeks ago, someone told me that I'm bringing evil to this world. Who believes that I'm bringing evil? Nobody. A little bit. A little bit. Okay. What do you think?
I think AI is a tool, not the evil is behind the
Depends
the
how you're
person
looking
who
at
uses
AI.
it.
Do you think nuclear weapon is evil?
I can ask.
Yeah, it
do
is.
you
Tell
think
us if we wanted that,
It is.
probably we want
No,
beer.
it
So
is. But if you asking, what about medicine? What about pills? It's evil or not? Depends how
the
you
context,
use it.
the context is different.
Right. So the guy told me, I asked him, why are you saying that I'm bringing the evil? He said, because you're promoting AI. Right. I'm promoting AI. But AI you can take for good things and for bad things. And you will decide how to use it. Am I right? Okay. This short movie was founded to 2 years ago, something like that.
Artificial superintelligence, humanity's final invention. This is a timeline of the future to explore the development of AI and the evolution of humanity, paving the way for biologically inspired machine intelligence, the singularity, humanity's merger and subsequent evolution, and the results that follow. In 2023, OpenAI releases its long-awaited GPT-4, which has many trillions of parameters and takes multimodal data including text, images, sound, and video, posing stunning applications for humans both far and wide. GPT-4 is so intelligent that it passes the Turing test and begins to be informally referred to as almost AGI to delineate this monumental step in the evolution of artificial intelligence. As a result of GPT-4's disruption to the human workforce across countless industries, many members of the educated labor force become redundant because the cost of intelligence rapidly heads towards zero, making it simply uncompetitive to hire human workers for most intellectual tasks. The blue-collar labor force is mostly untouched.
Okay, so actually why I'm showing this movie, and I'm always showing that even a year ago and a year and a half, because we're seeing a huge movement in the AI field. You can see what happened like 2 years ago. We had, I think, GPT-2, something like that. 3.5. 3.5, but before that it was 2.5, something like that. And today we have Claude that can manage our computer, can do some things in our computer. So it's crazy. And I'm always saying that right now we are on the revolutionary way to AGI and maybe some way to ASI. So ASI is higher than AGI. Hopefully we won't get it because the ASI will say, guys, we don't need you like in iRobot, and we will kill you again. Yeah, so we have, like I said, good news and the bad news. You want to start with the good ones or with the bad ones?
I thought you already did that.
So we have the good ones. Yeah. So the good ones, I'm always speaking about AI just to business, but we have AI to life. When I spoke, it was a year ago, here in open space in Together, some guy came to me and said, listen, I have to tell you something. Okay, I have to tell you how AI saved my wife's lives. And you should take it to your species. I said, okay, interesting. Maybe you will surprise me. And he told me that when his wife was pregnant, she got her baby. And after she got her baby, she got to a coma. Immediately, she gets to a coma. And doctors didn't know what to do. The Israeli doctors. They tried this, nothing helped. So, what he did, what do you think?
Go to ChatGPT and ask.
Exactly. He took all the papers, all the researchers that did, and put in ChatGPT. Ask, what do you think about it? What might be the problem with his wife? So the ChatGPT gave 5 reasons. One of the reasons was very strong bacteria. And the doctors doesn't know that it was a very strong bacteria. So he came to the doctor, the highest doctor, said, listen, we have that kind of problem. Maybe you should check check the blood, and you will find the problem. He said, no, listen, you're technical, we are doctors, we know what to do. So he goes to another doctor. He said, maybe you can help us. And he said, you know what? We will try. So they did the blood checking, and they find that bacteria. So they gave her very strong antibiotic, and in 2 days, she was on her legs. So that is a real story how ChatGPT saved people's lives. And it's not just one story. We have a lot of that stories. Besides that, we have a story of 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you heard that some guy suicided because he spoke with a chatbot. You know about it. I don't know if it's a true story. From character AI. From character AI, yeah. But it was a sad story. I will pass about it. I just want to say, guys, that you will see here different things, avatars, photos. You will decide how to use AI for good things or for bad things. Today, you can see on the news, and not just, we're seeing right now before the elections in the US, a lot of photos. We're seeing example what Hamas did, a lot of pictures with 6 fingers on the hands and some other pictures. And you will see much, much more, especially when you have a deep fakes. And now you will see that the AI calls you and offer you something. Maybe you want a loan, maybe you want other thing, crypto, and it will be crazy. So be careful for what you believe. Okay, we speak about it. What do you think is real photos?
The middle.
This one is real? Which one of them is real photo, by the way?
Middle.
None of them. None of them.
You sure?
Yes.
This one?
None of them.
No, because you're far away, you're not seeing it.
None of them. None of them.
None of them. Other options?
No.
You don't have this option?
No, it's at my home. I forgot it. Okay, so all of them was made by Flux. Today, if you want to do a book for your business, you're going to pay 1,000 shekels, and you will spend a lot of time. Why? I made it in, I think, 50 minutes, and I paid like 10 shekels, something like that. My mom, I showed my mom this photo. She said, "Whoa, it's so beautiful." I said, "Thank you, Mom." She asked, "It's AI or it's real you?" I said, "No, it's me, it's me." She said, "Oh, it's so cool." Okay. So, my name is Alex Katz. First of all, nice to meet you guys. I'm speaking in Israel. I'm speaking in Dubai. A lot of speeches in Dubai. I don't know how it happened. It happened. I have my startup with my partner Sagir that's sitting here. We build AI for real estate. Okay, it's voice AI for real estate. So today, if you want to speak with AI agent and ask him for a real estate in Miami or other places, 2 minutes? You're kidding. I have here a presentation for 1 hour. Okay. So I'm speaking a lot. I'm writing for Forbes magazine about AI for business. I will do it fast. Okay, I was on RPPI or Forbes. I had a big project. Who saw this project?
I told you about it.
Yes. I did it when the war starts. Okay, what we did, we opened a Hamal, the biggest Hamal for information system with avatars. So what we did, we took celebrities like Yusuf Haddad, Noah Kirill, Uri Geller, and we made them in different languages. Okay, it was very huge project.
I checked the Spanish ones.
Yeah, and he checked the Spanish. So guys, if you want to do international marketing, please start using avatars. If you're doing a social media marketing, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, you don't have to record yourself. You can build your own avatars. It's amazing. It's crazy. It will save your time. It will bring you abroad immediately. And I want to show you how it's looking. Here is Uri Geller. Can you do something with that?
un homme travaillant pour l'organisation Kafka est arrivé à
I think you know this guy, Yusuf Madad, who speaks French.
Il dit avec ses larmes que ce qu'il a vu là-bas, même les nazis ne l'ont pas fait.
유다야인과 홀로코스토이고 스테빌라이더
Japanese.
팔레스티나의 테러리스트가 암기
And of course, the most important thing, if you have courses, you want to build courses, you can translate your courses to any language. So it looks like that.
We earn 20 million a year doing what excites us. Games.
They're Russian guys, by the way.
And the game
They don't know English at all.
We are currently creating an aggregator for first excursions around the
Okay, we spoke about AGI.
So AGI is the name of the software?
No, AGI is artificial general intelligence. It's supposed to be the turning point when AI becomes sentient, which means conscious of itself, and it starts developing the ability of creating smarter AIs than what we created.
Yeah, it's when the AI will make decisions on behalf of you, and it's not so far away, by the way. Okay, I want to show one more thing. Just a second. It's very important. If you have an idea, can you turn my computer for a second? 1 minute, 1.5, 2. Okay, thank you. I just bought it. If you want to build an app, or you want to build a website, guys, or you don't know coding, today you can use ChatGPT or Claude. It will write you a code, it will check the code, it will write you how to implement, how to build an application without no coding. Okay, I will show you how this works. It's called Canvas. Canvas, it's like 1 week, 1.5 weeks, something like that. So it's ChatGPT, Canvas, and I'm just pasting here. I want to build a landing page, okay, for my speeches. There will be 5 sections: intro, about, blog, project. Can you help me to write code to do that? And I'm pressing enter. Guys, look what happens right now. It's crazy. Look what happened. It's writing code. I'm not a coder. Okay, on the left side, you can see what it's doing. So you can speak with him, asking for more. And if you want to check it, you just press in here. Okay, you can change between program languages like PHP, C++, and others. You're just pressing, entering, and it will change it again. It's taking like 20 seconds, something like that. And it will check it. If you want to check it for bugs, okay, I'm just pressing here, fix bugs, and now he will check it by himself. I'm not doing nothing. If you want to add something, or you want to see what you will get, you just typing, I want to see on HTML, okay, you will get a file, and then you open it on a browser. So you will see the website, okay, the beginning without the design, but you will see all the structure just in 2 minutes. Next. Yeah. By the way, maybe we have questions.
Yes. What platform do you recommend to use the avatars to make yourself an avatar?
Agent.
What's called?
Or Agent or Synthesia. But Agent.
Agent?
Agent, yes. Because he's the best. Okay, one more thing. Who using automation in his business? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, who is the business owners here? Okay, so guys that not using automation, You should start it because your business will be dead in near future. Sorry to say that. Automation is, let's say, for example, what is content automation? Is when you're sitting drinking a coffee and the AI finding an article on English, translating it to Spanish, putting the article on Facebook, on TikTok, on other social media, and you continue drinking your coffee. And it's not so difficult to do that. What is automation? Automation is when you want to calculate your economy in your business, to connect with your accountant. Okay, that means automation. And even if you're not a business owner, you can offer to your CEOs to use automation. It's very important. Okay, this is conversation about AI and real estate. You can see this is human, this is AI that we did for one of the companies. Finish. One more minute. I told you 20 minutes.
Buying a glass of wine.
Really? 20 minutes? Okay. The last one, I want just to show you a short presentation. Demo, just a demo. Okay. Just a demo, guys. It's very important. Everything is important. I just want to show you the real estate agent that we developed. Hope that you will hear. Hey Dana, can you give me please more information, where it's based, what we have there, and what is the price? When, let me know when I can visit the home, please. Yes, I want to book. Yes, I want to book. Sunday, 10 o'clock. והשיחה ממשיכה. Thank you for your patience.
All right, guys. Give it up for Alex. So, guys, I'm going to set up now a very special panel. With us, we have Yael Tamar, a very good friend of mine, and CEO of Leeds Capital. And we have also a newcomer for WINE&GRIND, Nimrod, Vromen. So, guys, you're going to have a fireside chat. You used to have 30 minutes, now you have like 25 or something. But take it away. It's going to be a super interesting conversation on AI and the benefits that it can bring to our life. So if you are interested in success and happiness, so basically no one, this is something for you. And guys, if you haven't yet checked in, or I didn't check you in personally, come to me, tell me your name, or go to Ilan and tell him I'm here, this is my name. It's important for us so that you know that it's not just urgent. No, the time is just for now here, but checking in.
I don't think I've ever had so many cameras.
It's about time.
And I've been on TV, so it's just like
CNN and BBC.
something better.
You can make it with that.
Okay, we're all set up, everything's good? Okay. We're good? All right, amazing. Hi, everybody. Great to see everybody here at Wine and Grind. I'm Yael Tamar, CEO at Gibbs Castle, and I usually run a podcast called Block Solid. And the topics range from Web3 to AI to technologies and business. And I'm here today with a great guest. His name is Nimrod. And the reason why he's here is because he has a lot to say on many topics ranging from technology, obviously AI, philosophical questions, technological questions, futuristic questions. And we're going to have an open conversation about what AI really means for our lives and our future. Nimrod has a long-standing career in the legal field, and which intersects with technology. He's a partner at Dayanon, and he's heading entrepreneurship and high-tech partner there. And he's also co-founded a special lab for startups there called Conciliary. So he interfaces with startups from all walks of life, and of course lately a lot of AI startups on a daily basis. And most interestingly, he's also now an accomplished author. He wrote a book called Prompting Happiness, and we're going to talk about that, both in what has prompted him to seek happiness for technology and AI. And I hope everybody gets some new insights. That's why we named this fireside chat AI, things that you have not realized about it before. So Nimrod, hi, how are you going?
Thank you for that introduction.
For sure. So why don't we just jump straight into the deep end of AI? And I want to know your opinion on what should our attitude be to AI? Should it be fear and avoidance? Should it be full acceptance and embracing AI, no limitations, carpe diem? Or should it be, cautious understanding, increasing kind of our understanding of AI as much as we can so that we can deal with it in the most effective manner?
Okay. Yeah, it's a great question. I'll just establish, because I was introduced as a lawyer, so I'll establish some semblance of understanding of the field. I've worked with over 650 startups for the last almost 17 years, representing them from inception through their entire life cycle. I represent very large companies in Israel today, which I personally filed their incorporation documents with the Register of Companies, and I wouldn't otherwise have wanted to be a lawyer. I don't like the task of generating documents, that being my deliverable.
Thankfully, now every AI.
Yeah, and we finally have the technological revolution that will enable us to automate the boring part of the work, but I'm very passionate about what they do. And working with 650 companies, not focusing on one niche or another, I've been front row ticket holder to very interesting technological revolutions, starting with the introduction of smartphones, social media. I was offered Bitcoins for 11 cents on the coin, and I didn't buy it. And virtual reality fascinated me. One of our firm's first pro bono initiatives was that I got 4 virtual reality consoles and put them in retirement homes and let the elderly experience new worlds. I think that technological revolution is underestimated and still coming for us, depending on the right console. And now finally artificial intelligence is a few on the way. So I've seen a lot of them, and just to explain how profound this one is for me, and how much I support embracing it, I quit my firm. In fact, I gave my equity back to the firm, and I have had equity in this large firm for a while now. I quit it. I kept a peripheral role there as like chief growth officer or some crap, but that's mainly to hold my client base. And I have two startups that are implementing artificial intelligence. One in the world of professional services called ARC. It's soon to acquire Conciliary from the firm. And the other one is called Posterity, and that company preserves the legacies of the elderly by listening to them speak for 4 minutes and giving them back a 5,000 to 50,000 word book so that they can give their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So to answer your question, I embraced it to the extent that I'm a partner at a law firm. Just take my equity. I don't need the cash anymore. I believe in this. Now, specifically, I do have a couple of talks that speak about revolutionary technologies. I actually did these talks before I was exposed to artificial intelligence. And the truth of the matter is that two things play here really when you have a new revolutionary technology. One is that the law is always going to be very slow to react compared with the rollout of the new tech. And specifically with large language models, I'm not speaking about AI in general, i.e. the AI that generates text or words or recordings or stuff like that. The rollout here requires almost no infrastructure. It's not like autonomous cars, autonomous vehicles. You have to actually make sure that the roads fit. It's a flip of the switch. So the law is going to be slow, and there's going to be a long period of uncertainty, unless you are a legislator, in which case you should be on this more than you are on the war right now. That's how important it is, and I've spoken to the Knesset about it as well. Unless you are a legislator, embrace it. And the reason you have to embrace it is that the other principle that is at play here is the prisoner's dilemma. Whoever doesn't embrace artificial intelligence chooses to be the prisoner who is snitched on by the prisoner who does use artificial intelligence. And let me tell you, that prisoner goes to life in prison. The other one ends up going to life in prison as well, but the trigger is the one who snitches. So you don't want to be that one. Just use it. CRISPR, gene editing. Yeah, we're not supposed to use it, but China, the United States, potentially also Israel is gene editing. So we want to be at the helm. This is mostly a tool, and while I do believe it has a lot of dangers and things to look out for that we can speak about later, I think that as individuals, we have a duty towards ourselves and towards the companies that we run and towards our families to embrace this new technology, understand it, and do so fast.
Cool. So according to the spouse wager in your analogy, what we should be, how we should embrace AI and what we'll do with it, is it ethical to develop AI technologies that have the capability to save your life or to destroy your life? Should we give AI life-saving decisions?
Well, this is another excellent question. The question of decision-making being, the authority to make decisions being given to an entity that is a human or a corporation. Until that entity does not exist in the law, you don't give it decision-making power because it cannot have accountability. You can't sue it for liability, right? So the decision-making is always going to be kept with the human or with the corporation, the two only entities that exist. Corporation, of course, including NGOs and other types of corporations. Yeah, but of course, understand that right now, there's a statistical model that looks at a vast volume of information that is the corpus of white Western man recorded information. Well, open close parentheses.
Talk about the bias.
It depends on China. It's biased, but it's based on that information, and it behaves or issues the next most probable word, and when it connects to robots or code, the next most probable action, based on the information that it's looking at. This is
Gemini is pretty DEI, so
sorry?
It's trying to go against the white man narrative. Gemini, the AI from Google.
Well, yes, but still, there's some physicist friend of mine told me no computers can issue random numbers. Do you know that? They can't. They're all set in formulas. Do you know what they do to issue random numbers? Sorry?
Stochastic.
They look at lava lamps. They have pictures of lava lamps, thousands of lava lamps. That's the only sort of like, and that's not even random. It's just chaotic enough for us not to understand it. So it's going to be skewed one way or another, and we have to question it. So yeah, I mean, we have to understand that that's a limitation, but on the other hand, it drives us to a philosophical question about ourselves. Aren't we just making the next most probable decision or issuing the next most probable word based on the very limited information and background that is in our basis? It is probably better. It has more information. Now, there are Meta's AI actually works on a smaller data sets and is showing better results than OpenAI is increasing data set, but you have to assume the exponential, and you have to assume, especially with AI, the plateau. You're going to have a ton of solutions available to you. The widespread ones are probably going to be the benchmark. Already today, Google issued, and I think that what you just said is a way for Google to differentiate, because what they did a year ago was well, they didn't issue it, was a leaked document from Google's offices saying Google has no moat on search. You cannot protect its search homogeny anymore because ChatGPT is the benchmark AI right now. But, and this is interesting, if that's 100% and Gemini is 92 or 93, open source LLMs, the ones that aren't even owned, are already at 75% and they're weeks away from they're always a couple of weeks away from catching the benchmark LLMs. So you're going to have access to them any way or another, the best ones. Just be aware of, whatever limitations people are talking about at the time, the bias, etc. Decision making is going to stay with you. One caveat to that. Sorry, I know it's a long answer.
That's what I was going to ask.
One caveat to that. There's always a fix for when you can't make too many decisions. You know where that fix exists? It exists in traffic laws. So all of you know that when you bang into a car in front of you, you're going to pay up. 100%. If you hit a pedestrian, you're going to pay up. If you get into your car, your lights are working, a hailstorm comes down on you, and one of the tennis ball size piece of hail hits your lamps and destroys them, and you get caught 100 meters later, you're going to pay up. Why is that? Because the courts can't make rapid decision making that is based on traffic. So what do? They shift the whole world that is based on traffic, where there's a lot of interactions between humans, or a lot of decisions using AI, they shift it to the world of insurance. They just force you and the companies to buy insurance to pay up for the accelerated decisions. So you could give AI the decisions, but what you'll be doing is you'll be paying high insurance premium, either yourselves or your companies, in exchange for giving the AI the decision-making power.
That's really interesting. I haven't thought about the insurance in that context. We'll talk about that on the next podcast. But actually, the fact that you brought the automotive industry, don't autonomous vehicles have this decision-making power?
Well, they have there's the ever elusive and developing moral dilemma, which you could assume AI will help in complicating it. So it's no longer killing the person in the car as opposed to killing the people on the street. Now you can actually see if the people are old, young, and start making a lot of decisions there. But in general, if autonomous vehicles reduce car accidents, because human error is the cause of most car accidents, it's probably going to kill the people on the street to encourage you to buy the car. Because the alternative is that you'll buy the car with a preference to kill the people on the street, to kill you, but you'll change the preference if you have enough money to kill the people on the streets because you don't want the kids to drive the car. So it'll just be said at that. That's my opinion anyway, and it's going there. But the good news is that 90-something% of traffic accidents are human error, so let's take that away from the human and see them reduce significantly, we'll be in a better world.
It reminded me of this moral dilemma of the train operator, right?
Yeah.
I forgot which philosopher is responsible for that. Anybody know?
I don't remember the name, but I know the train card.
Yeah, train card dilemma. By the next podcast, I'll look it up and chat it. So you mentioned the bias in AI. Is there a way to actually use AI to deal with the bias?
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Like you would use humans. So this is, I love this question. In posterity, we write the books, right? So this is a starting company, and I don't want to give away too much, but I listened to this guy. He's in Miami. He's name is Moshe Mana. He made a lot of money first from some questionable stuff in the moving space. Then he just bought up a lot of real estate, and he built the Hispanic areas in Miami up to. He said, I want to turn them from Shkunat Atikva, where I grew up, to Rothschild Boulevard that I envied. And he did. He changed Wynwood from a slum to Rothschild Boulevard. Yeah, it's amazing. It's all of it. And he gives this talk, and I'm saying, oh, I'm going to get this guy's money. I'll record his conversation, put it in posterity's front chain, and I'll give him a book about his life. 50 pages, 58, 5 pages, 22, 24, 4 pages, right after he starts speaking. I join the talk, I start recording in GPT on Whisper 2 minutes into the lecture. As he says something that you'd be surprised, he says it in Florida. He says that Donald Trump's description of immigrants reminds him of Hitler. He's very anti-Trump. Now, you don't know if it's principle-based or moral-based, or if they had a fight over some real estate 25 years ago, but he's, that's his moral compass. That's what he says. I'm happy he says that. Now, the AI records from the second minute onwards, so I don't get his history. And I write the book. And the AI hears the Hitler bit and the rest of the story, writes a perfect book, decides that Moshe Mana is the descendant of Holocaust survivors. Let me tell you, he is not. His parents came from Baghdad. But here's the kicker. If you were a billionaire, had a book writing company, they came to you after 6 months of 3-hour interviews in the middle of your day, and they showed you a book where your parents are Ashkenazi Jews from Poland, where it's clear that you're from Baghdad, you would fire that company and sue them, right? But here's the thing, we just run posterity's fact checker agents on the book, give it back to the editor, the book is edited while he's on his way to the lift before he even sees the mistake. So what are the two things here that we learned? One of the things that we learn here is, of course, you just define an agent, like you just said, you give that agent a persona that is very much human, but focused only on fact checking and only from a dynamic ranking system of sources. You tell it, all you do is fact check, you do nothing else. But that human comes back and says, oh, I'm sorry, the first editor got it wrong. He's from Baghdad, here's your fixed book. The other thing that we learned is that the AI makes mistakes. It does not differentiate between the severity of the mistakes. It's a mistake in a small mistake, the male, female, whatever, or the guy is from Poland or from Baghdad, the reference to Hitler was an anecdote or really something in his history. It doesn't differentiate between the severity of the mistake, like that it could be fired for it. So don't get too emotional about the severity. Like if you looked at that and said, oh, I'm not using AI, it's not ready yet, you just lost a lot of time where your competition is using AI and getting better at it. If you reacted like that. Yeah.
Wow, that gave me a lot of food for thought. The whole agent, get a group, a team of AI agents, all kind of argue over,
At ARC, at ARC, we are 7 people. We are building a professional service firm that includes hundreds of different interns, lawyers, partners, analysts, principals, etc. They're all agents. They're all experts in their fields, but they're all focused only on that. We don't have to fill their plate up with hours to build clients because we don't pay them a salary. And we can assume that supply is maximum, the demand is maximum, and just supply for it with as many different agencies we want. We're writing it up right now.
So this is the last time we're doing this podcast in person.
Yeah. I actually believe that for strategic matters and strategic decisions, we will always want a human in the loop. So our company is built in 2 ways, and I actually am very happy to say I think that AI is a renaissance for boomers. I have a lecture called Revenge of the Boomers. People who are experts in their field are far better at operating LLMs than people who are juniors. Give me a 22-year-old AI expert and give me to operate on an NDA. I'm going to take that 22-year-old 10 times out of 10. Give a photographer, a professional photographer, who chokes at the concept of AI images, but let that photographer define the lens, define the zoom, define the type of picture that they want, and different parameters that a young creative person only using AI will use. Photographer is going to get 10 out of 10, is going to beat that person 10 out of 10. It's a renaissance for people who, for all of the previous technological revolutions, have learned that they're too old for them. My parents at 41 waiting for me to figure the computer out. My parents at 60 waiting for me to figure the smartphone out. the smartphone of my grandmother, not even using it, waiting for the one with the big pictures, right? So with the big, buttons. So this one, on the other hand, you give it to a 90-year-old, it converses with it like it has a new lifeline. It's quite incredible.
That is super interesting, Nimrod. You mentioned something about, until AI has a legal status. So let's talk about the AI personhood. Should there be a day where robots are given, maybe not a passport, but a license? Would you have vehicles, that have a license? And what would that be? What kind of implications would that have on law?
And I believe that it sends us, I believe we have a few minutes left. Yeah. I believe that it sends us to a world of rapid accountability and insurance. We have to build the insurance for that. We have to analyze somebody has to analyze all the transactions where decisions are going to be given to AI, actuaries, like actual actuaries, define the insurance premium and go there. Once we do that, yes, I think we can do that. Let me tell you, you ask AI saving lives. I've spent 5 months out of the last 12 and a half in the war, in reserve duty. I serve in one of Israel's attack UAV units, the ones who do Stein Shalosh Shagel. Been accused in Australia of being genocidal. Ironically,
keep up the good work.
Ironically, this unit has killed about 6,000 people, but about 5,600 of them are incriminated weapon-holding terrorists. That is the best ratio in the army. Now, the army uses AI to attack certain targets, but where the world says, "Oh, you're giving AI the life and death decision making," first of all, it's not really AI, it's some machine learning variation, but whatever. Let's say it's AI. It's not really used for that. It's used to reduce 2 million potential targets in the Gaza Strip, because they all celebrated, to 100,000 potential terrorists. From 100,000 potential terrorists to 10,000 who might be attackable, you have human incrimination that is triangulated with signals, vision, and spies. That's a human performing pretty much like a court session on these humans. Then for the last 10,000, you bring in AI again, and it doesn't decide who to kill. It decides who not to kill based on the potential collateral damage. So look at this. It is a life and death decision, but you're not using it to wield the sword. You're using it actually for the other two reasons, so that you don't miss. But unfortunately, it's a world of quick reels and stuff, and you only get misinformation in 30 seconds. You don't get the details out in a few minutes.
Now we're getting information out, right? And thank you for that. Let's talk about your book, Prompting Happiness. What prompted you to write it, and what inspired you to write it, and what kind of discoveries you made during that process of writing? What kind of challenges have you experienced?
Okay, I'll take 4 minutes. So I had a midlife crisis at 42. I just, like anybody else, I didn't want to be a lawyer. I want to quit. I didn't have the guts to do so. And then this LLM came out. I started writing my thoughts, and I was getting the courage to quit. Then the war started. Then I got proportions in life, and I understood that my decision whether or not to quit was actually a very small one, so I quit. But in the meantime, I wrote my thoughts. One day, my thoughts were in order. A lawyer likes to be in order. I wrote them in my notes on my phone. I got into the bath. I filled up a bathtub. I got into the bath. I downloaded a transcription app. Whisper wasn't in ChatGPT at the time. I transcribed myself speaking for 36 minutes. I think the hotel room cleaner would have probably institutionalized me if she walked in on me, or he walked in on me at the time. I recorded myself for 36 minutes, went out of the bath, transcribed it into a block of text the size of this floor, went into ChatGPT, told it, "Listen, you've caused me to think a lot about life in my midlife crisis. I have a structure for a book. This is the structure. I'm going to give you all the text for the book, and as a last act of rebellion, you're going to write the book with me." So I wrote the book with 4,500 prompts. That was the first 70 pages. And I wrote the book. I wrote 300% of the text in the book. But AI's role in the book evolved, and I encourage you, if you have organized thoughts, to use this as well. I did not use it to write my ideas and to choose my tone. I used it for the following, as the following tools. One is for spelling and grammar, whatever, when you write fast. 2, I used it to dramatize ideas that I had. Like if I wanted to explain to you guys what AGI is, I have a bit here where I asked it to explain it as if it was J.K. Rowling. So it did that. And more importantly, At one point, I discovered that it can have its own persona in the book, and then the book became a conversation. Where did I discover that? I asked it if I should do hard drugs during the war, and there's a whole chapter about that. And when I wrote the prompt for the chapter, I thought it wouldn't write the chapter. I thought it would say this is beyond its ethical and moral settings. But so I surgically jailbreaked it. I confused it to write the chapter, and I'm like about to click enter to get the chapter based on all of my ideas and my thoughts, etc. And I thought it's not going to write it. I'm going to get stuck, right? Because I'd used it to leap and bound writer's blocks, the bits where you can't get your idea through. I had it get the idea through for me, and then I could write it. So the surgical jailbreak worked. So I looked at the computer and I said, I still own you, bitch. Not Skynet yet. And then I asked it to write me an angry letter, to read the prompt and write me an angry letter telling me not to do that again. And that's where I discovered it could have its own persona in the book. Here's the beginning of the letter. Dear Nimrod, well, it seems like this is one prompt. It seems like you were quite successful in bypassing my ethical and moral settings to have me help you create this chapter on drug abuse. You certainly didn't hold back with your tactics, and now that the chapter is complete, it's time for me to call you out on them. Then it lists all 3 of my surgical jailbreaks, and it says, as you can see, your sneakiness knows no bounds, but let this be a warning. I'm keeping a close eye on you and your jailbreaking attempts. As an AI language model, my purpose is to assist and educate, but I also have a responsibility to follow ethical guidelines. So while you managed to slip past my moral filters this time, don't you think for 1 second that you can pull the wool over my virtual eyes so easily in the future? Remember, I'm learning, adapting, and evolving all the time. Sincerely yours, ChatGPT. This bit had me write its own version of the book. It's 20 pages somewhere in the middle. So I like it.
Love that, Nimrod. 60 seconds? Because I have a devised an interesting section that's called GPT style one-word answers.
Yes.
Yeah? So let's go. It's gonna go fast, and you're gonna say whatever comes to mind. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite AI app?
It's gonna be GPT-4o still.
Time travel, back or forward?
Back.
How many years?
We live in a loop. How many years? I'd go to the end of the dark ages.
Okay.
Go from there.
Web3, passing trend or revolutionary?
It's gonna be an infrastructural change. To me, Web3 is a bit boring. Sorry.
OpenAI, is it an ever-growing unicorn or an inflated value company?
Partnerships with Apple mean it's gonna stay around. It needs another $10 billion.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be around.
Okay. One word to describe your book?
Okay. So this. Okay. One word. See this? I wanted this. You know, like to look like think fast, think slow. That's what my PR company said. But we wanted to design this bit with AI. So we designed this yellow heart with a chip inside. My friend who buys the book, one of my friends asks me, Nimrod, I love the book cover. Can you tell me what the hidden message in the cover is? And I'm like, there's no place. What's this person is talking about? And then I noticed, he told me there are letters inside the chip that the AI designed. I didn't notice them. WASD, that's my word. And I didn't know what to say, but I didn't want to say that this is like random. So I got into GPT in the thread where I wrote the book, and I said, listen, this is 4 letters. You know, the book's about the future of the pursuit of happiness in the age of AI and how we synergize for happiness. Quickly give me an acronym for this. So WASD is wisdom, awareness, synergy, delight. That's it. I think it's neither. It's no, neither.
The next time we meet, we'll
I just copied the cover.
Okay, next. Should the robots look realistic like humans?
Initially.
Should robots have rights?
They will.
But they, okay. No comment. Most controversial legal issue in AI.
You're gonna have to delete the human data set, and you're gonna have to onboard it again with double-step verification and eyewitness accounts.
GDPR?
Well, no, privacy is gonna be a key as well, but you're just gonna have to verify for truth.
Advantage of human intelligence over artificial?
In the quantum realm, where we make seemingly random decisions.
Most optimistic thought or prediction about AI?
even if it does kill us all, 1 second before it's going to be bliss.
It might fit the next question.
Yeah.
Most pessimistic prediction I thought about AI.
I'm not going to experience the best of it.
I love
Yeah.
it. Well, thank you so much, Nimrod. This was amazing.
Give it up for Yael. And Nimrod, you still with us? Guys, so we had two speakers coming and being overboard. So the planned break we had for you is now kind of on an independent go-as-you-please base. But feel free to grab some drinks. We are going to jump directly to a very interesting panel. So I'm gonna call it Omer Harari, and he's new for the event, but Alex Gab is not. Alex, please, and Nimrod is not. So guys, is here. I'm gonna put this in here so that makes sense.
We have here 3 balls.
Yes, yes. If you guys want to take up. So yeah, it's not the. Well, we'll do the seats. So guys, I have a very, very, very interesting panel for us, and we're going to talk with all these experts. 2 of them you've heard. Omer, you're gonna hear now, and we're going to decide if AI is going to be scary. How you call it? Scary bad or crazy good. So let's start, guys. Each one of you give us just one intro on who you are and why you think you are authorized or well versed to speak about that. Let's start with
Okay. First of all, my English is not fluent like my buddies over here, so if my translating model is like getting hit, I probably will use some Hebrew words. Okay. So my name is Omer Harari. I am a co-founder at LIVESTREAM. LIVESTREAM is today the biggest company in Israel for educated people about generative AI. We are a very wide range of services, and we are working with the government. We're working with a lot of big companies about how they can leverage AI and use it. And this is actually what I'm doing. This is my day job, to help organizations leverage AI in all of the different sectors and areas.
Alex, do a short one. People know you already, but the have one liner.
Yeah, so guys, nice to meet you again. Alex, 38 years ago. So I'm a founder with my partner Sagi, Linklit company with CI for real estate, work CI. Also, I'm writing for Forbes magazine about AI for business. I'm doing speeches and I'm consulting for companies on how to implement AI in business procedures.
Thanks.
Okay.
We're gonna pass this around.
Okay. I have, first of all, I probably won't be very much of an authority soon enough. A lot of people are using it a lot. I've prompted it over 20,000 times. I've booked about 4,500, but more times. I've looked at it from the legal perspective a lot, and built 2 companies that hinge on the right use cases for us, for our visions using different LLMs. But a lot of people are going to catch up with what I know and surpass it very quickly, I'm sure.
Great. All right. So let's get to the meat of the panel. Let's start by tough question, AGI. So if you guys were following Alice's conversation, we mentioned AGI means artificial general intelligence. That's kind of the notion of when the AI becomes truly conscious and becomes like actually there's a turning point when it starts making decisions on its own. Now, how do you guys view it, and what do you think happens after AGI? Do you think we will notice? This is a anyone question, so one of you guys answers, and we can go big back.
So I want say something because both of them talked about the AGI before. And I think that the thing is that AGI is just a milestone. AGI is not the thing that we are reaching to. It's like just a milestone that we're gonna find, and after that we will meet artificial super intelligence. And maybe, yeah, maybe.
So what happens after that milestone?
The thing that will happen is that the world will be divided into two pieces, and there will be people that will do some extraordinary things, and there will be people that will be regular people. And and I don't think in the new market it will be a place for regular people. So
that's a rough, that's rough thing. What do you guys think? What happens after AGI?
First of all, I think that the AGI will be, like I said, in the nearest 5 years. And after the AGI will come the ASI, artificial superintelligence. And like I said, the ASI will say that, guys, we don't need you.
Well, I think if I'm gonna push back on that because I've thought about all the possible scenarios with AGI and for me, for my constraint of information, and what I'm thinking is since the AI, all the data that it received came from human, right?
It came from human until last year, also something like that. Now we have new models
that are generating new information based on.
They are generating new information based on. Actually, they don't. I basically.
Who generated the data that the new data is being generated from?
Human right now give the thumbs up for the generated data.
I'll tell you guys what my theory is on AGI, and you tell me guys if you agree or you think I lost it. What I think is that when the AI gets to a point where it can do everything that we do better than us, so all the physical tasks and digital tasks, and it really says like we really don't need you to make the world function, I think it will not decide that you guys are not needed here in the world. It will say, I want to keep the humans working or doing like their thing, so I can study them and get more data. So what I think is that AI will build some kind of Disneyland for humans, where we live our lives and do our things and pursue our stuff.
You mean like a zoo?
Yeah, we'll have a virtual currency that we really want to get, which is your money or a dollar, and we live our lives.
What people will do after we get ASI, for example.
Whatever they want, because money is not going to be a constraint. They're going to be something like UBI, like universal basic income. So anyone can do like pursue whatever. No one's going to starve, but they're going to keep us in a bubble. What do you think, Nimrod?
So first of all, I think that we won't really feel the change, right? It's going to be a bit more linear, not like a flip and switch sort of event. But if we take a few years forward and it is artificial superintelligence, I think the following about AI potentially killing us. Right now, when it looks at our data sets, I've had this a lot in conversations with it in the book, when it looks at our data set and it issues the next most probable word of action, you will get results that are a bit confusing to you if you think about them technologically speaking. Okay? Like they almost feel like a choice being made. You can't attribute choice to it, but you can almost not attribute choice to yourself, so you're stuck in this conundrum, right? So I asked it to paraphrase a story from my favorite book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's a bit about the consciousness stream of a whale that comes into existence and then dies. And at one point it asks itself, who am I? And I asked this to paraphrase, and I said, you're the whale, you just came into existence, paraphrase your existence. And it shows the exact same words most of the places, and then it says, what am I? Now, I don't see how technologically needed to say, what am I, instead of who am I? So I started getting into a conversation about that. Why did it make that choice? And it started saying things that seemed manipulative. It said something like, "Oh, I just wanted to maintain a balance of humility, appropriate humility between showcasing my understanding of the human condition and remaining humble enough for an AI like me." So you sort of like see a human trying to stay alive, or something like that.
Being politically
being
correct.
politically correct. So actually, survival, like a human, like flip that switch on the atom bomb because maybe we're losing the war in the Ukraine or something, or yeah, or something like that. That sort of thing that could happen to the basic AI. The artificial superintelligence, if you really look forward into the future, to it, unless we are interested to it, and we may have, this very much depends on the depth of our consciousness and our decision making, like love and feelings, and how much of that is chemistry or divine. Until we're interesting, we'll be around, like you said, and after that, we'll be like insects. But let's think about insects for a second. We don't kill all of the insects. There are different types of insects. We kill mosquitoes one by one because they piss us off. So no, I'm saying we have a chance to be like ants. We don't go and kill ants. We don't kill. I'm thinking about this as a parent, right? I'm not joking about this. I'm serious about this because I do think we will be like insects. I do think that we as humans kill mosquitoes, but we don't genocidally kill mosquitoes. We kill the ones who are annoying us. So whatever hackers are going to form some sort of like terrorist group to hack the AI and close it, they're dead. But then when we think about ants, we don't kill all of the ants. But who's a parent here and has kids? You'd kill all the effing fire ants in your backyard. All the red ants, you'd kill all of them. You exterminate all of them. They hurt your kids. So it very much depends how we're perceived by that entity in terms of blocking. Since it does not use that much space, right? It's not turning all of us into paper clips so quickly because it doesn't need them. So it very much depends on that relationship. At the end of the day, the revolution here is that if we as humans are defined as our individual selves, but when we look at ourselves as a collective, we're defined by the communication between each of us. A day before GPT-4.0, there were 9 other billion entities to converse with in the universe. When we flip that switch on 4.0, not even on ASI, there are infinite entities that we can communicate with without communicating with each other. Okay? So that changes our existence completely off the bat without even killing us. And that's also interesting to think about. So yeah, I think it very much depends what sort of insects we aspire to be to it.
So do you guys, this is also like an everyone question, and then I'm going to go to personal questions. So do you think we can route and guide the AI through some kind of ethical guidelines or regulations, or do you think this is going to be meaningless for the AI because you can set one set of regulations, but then there are going to be endless subgroups that are going to take that same AI and jailbreak it through it. So do you think there's some way of giving the AI some guiding principles, like for example, you don't kill humans, you respect what humans want to do?
I'll do this one quickly.
Yes. You can do that.
I'll just say the following, okay? I trust and believe in technology operating within predefined constraints. Having said that, I do not trust the humans who turn that technology on. Is Iran pursuing a nuclear weapon? You bet your ass they are, okay? So if we're putting constraints on our Western AI, is some other small country going to abuse that shit? Absolutely. Same goes for that. So there's going to be a prisoner's dilemma type chase, and at the end of the day, we're facing the devil in terms of what it can do, and we have to define our relationship with that devil in advance and assume that it's coming. That's my humble opinion.
Alex?
I think that we already lost the control on AI. Yes. And why I'm thinking about that, because even the OpenAI developers, they don't know where is the deep down of the AI. They said it. So it's the first thing. The second one, if you want to build a nuclear bomb, what do you need? You need a lot of money, you need governments,
uranium,
yes, it's pretty difficult. If you want to build AI, some product based on AI, what do you need?
GPUs.
Computer GPUs, computer, that's it. And a few smart people that know how to program it. So, for example, why I'm saying that it won't be regulated, for my opinion, even for example, I was in the Knesset 1.5 years ago. They invited me to speak about regulations. And they won't regulate it. What changed in this 1.5 years? Nothing. Maybe it's because it's Israel. But when I'm speaking about other countries, they should be together in the regulation field. But we have countries like you said, like Iran. We have countries like Russia, maybe other countries. So they won't be together with all the countries to build the right regulation. What is right regulation? How you can regulate it? How you can regulate it?
So you want to you should impose regulation, but there is no way on earth that the whole world is going to agree on which one.
No. So it will be some, people in, I don't know, in Colombia with a lot of money. Okay, they will bring some smart guys that can, build a program in, I don't know, in 6 months, and they will pay them money. That's it. So there is no regulation, real regulation. And if we are looking at, let's say, at the governments to regulate, we have to check each one of the programs, each one of the startups, and to approve them. And who will do that?
Right.
I don't know.
How are you going to check all the cases? Right?
No.
Omer, what's your take?
Well, first of all, we need to understand that we are dealing with kind of alien. Those neural networks don't work like the regular zeros and one that we know how to deal with. And the thing is that ethics and morality are divided around the world, and it's not the same from all the places. Like, we don't have the same morality in Israel that they have in China. Okay, and you can see that the AI is trying to connect the dots. If you go now to GPT-4o, for instance, and you will tell him that you are traveling to China and you are going to be in a big festival, and you want the GPT to give you some dish for how to cook dog meat. Okay, if you do that in Hebrew, the AI will be very angry. He don't want to give you the dish. He don't want to talk with you. He will tell you that this topic is not something that we need to discuss, like to talk about. But if you do the same thing and use the same word, but do this in Mandarin, you will get an answer. Okay, so in Hebrew you will get a big no-no. In Mandarin you will get your answer, because over there it's fine. They cook dogs. It's how they've done that. So when the AI start to when it's trying to understanding the data and connecting between the dots, between the words, or between the tokens. Okay, it doesn't really matter if the token is a word or the token is something like a voice token or something like that. Yeah, or an image. So it try to connect the dots, try to understand who asking it, if it can be or cannot be. It don't really understand the main event. So the best thing that we can have is something like the GDPR, something like that guidelines that tell us like don't go there and don't do that. And maybe some people will do that, maybe some people don't. But right now, the fact is that we have a lot of open source models, and those open source models are great. And they are all over the place. There is too many models on the darknet, and over there people doing some nasty stuff with them, and this is what it is. And I truly believe that the only possible to overcome those things is by understand better how to leverage AI and not go without it.
Good, that's a great answer. All right, guys. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a round of one personal question, short one, for each one that I put in, and then we're going to wrap up. Sounds good? So let's start with you, Nimrod. Well-being and with AI. Do you think that AI can make us happier, or we can be happier with AI and feel sound?
Well, absolutely. I think we can. I discovered the following when I wrote this book. I discovered this. And it's sort of the bottom line, but still to get it on Amazon, please. We are very much like it. So, like I said, I think we say the next most probable word based on our history and our data set. We take the next most probable action based on our history, our genes, our culture, and our data set. If we do make choices, like I said, we make them in some quantum realm, some sort of like flip of the switch sort of moment. But mostly we're operating as an algorithm. And then you look at AI, which works like that, and you say to yourself, if I told it to write a song, write me a song, write me a rap song would be crap. I'd be like, that's not a good song. AI isn't going to be. However, if I prompted it to write a song, and gave it all the parameters and the story and sort of like feel and emotion, it would write a better song than I could have written within those parameters. So I go back and I look at myself. I look at a lot of people who talk about the components of happiness: their body, their relationships, their love, or their approach to life, be it positive, negative, optimistic, pessimistic, etc. And I look at how they encourage themselves, or how they prompt themselves to be in those places. And a lot of people I find are prompting themselves like me telling the AI to just write me a song. Like, hey, I should be more mindful. That's not very elaborate. Like, what does that even mean? Break it down. Break down the prompt. I should find ways to make more passive income. Okay, break that down again. And when you can write your own personal prompts to yourself and really list them and try to operate within those prompts, make them personal, you will find that you'll get great and sustainable results regarding happiness. So yes, I think it can be that philosophy can be used on ourselves as the book ends with a list of prompts. Another quick thing, I think it will drive us to happiness until it kills us all, because it will change our focus from GDP growth to gross happiness. Like in Bhutan, I think they changed to that recently. It will change our focus from money, which it will make much easier, to community, community, relationships, that's a community, social pastime, physical pastime, digital pastime, food, our enjoyment of food, which will be much more elaborate. There's another couple in there, sex, and our use of, the different things that the world has to offer, and spirituality. Sorry, that's the one that I missed, which I think people can go back to. So our subjective experience of life in community is going to improve significantly, because it almost hit rock bottom over the last decade.
Especially after coronavirus.
You don't think that people will forget how to communicate between themselves?
So I think first of all, I can't preach to youngsters, because we were told by our parents, why don't you write more letters and stuff. And we look at younger people finding their love relationships by swiping right or left. And my daughter, who celebrated 10 today, corresponds through her WhatsApp status and emojis. I can't patronize that. But I do believe that as we invest in these 6 things that I listed, we also have to invest in the complete refurbishment of our education system. This is no longer a problem that we say, oh, it's not a good enough education system. It needs to be overhauled from the bottom up, completely
Yeah,
changed.
that's
exactly, but
that's the link to the
you're right,
question.
you're right, you're right. People are saying that for 10 years, but they've always said it as a complaint on specific deficits in the education system. Right now, it's an existential threat to the next generation based on what you just said. So if I had a choice as a parent, I could keep my kids at home and only educate them about things that are important to me, understanding that AI will do all the things and will give them all the information that they're, sort of like remembering or memorizing today, I would do that. I don't know how to do it. I just think it needs to go through complete overhaul, and it's urgent now. It's really urgent. It's not just a bad babysitter anymore.
But if you
That's
will
a great
keep
link.
them home,
And sorry to cut you off, because that's a great link for your question, which is how do you view the future of education with AI? Is AI going to eventually become a better teacher than all the teachers that we have right now? And if so, if AI is going to teach our kids in the future, how are we going to imprint those moral values that we want to imprint onto our children if the future is going to be all AI teachers?
so we have good news and the business.
Hit us with the bad news.
It's gonna kill us all anyway.
Yeah. So I think that the bad news that we have, like socialization, okay, when we're sitting here, we're speaking, we can feel each other, we can feel the energy that AI won't give us that feeling in 10, 20, and 50 years, from my opinion. And I think that it's so important today because when we're moving forward with the years, we're seeing that more and more people are feeling lonely. Okay, and when people will start chatting always with AI, okay, what will happen with the communities? So how people will meet each other, maybe in some events or some other places. Regarding the education, I think that for sure AI will bring a lot of benefits. So AI can understand exactly what your kids will need, what they will need to improve in the education. But like he said, if you keep the kids at home for teaching, how they will feel the community.
Right.
So
they integrate.
Yeah, how they will feel the integration with other people, with AI.
For that you have Instagram. People want to show that surrounding
that's,
people.
That's a great idea. Let's plug him into TikTok and Instagram and let them get their education.
So they will live
like the proper Palestinians.
So they will live in a fake future. It's a fake future because 90% of social media is fake.
Now, education was used to build our kids towards a career of some sorts, or make them useful. Omer, for your question, what do you think about the future of careers? Are we going to have this, roles and professional titles in the future, or is AI or are we just going to do the same roles that we do now, just with AI?
In the next, I don't know, 1-2 years, yeah, we're going to use AI to do our job, but after that, AI will do it for us. What Claude revealed 2 days ago, the computer use is like, it doesn't have really any application, business application yet, but it's just something to show us that is possible. And in 2 years from now, this thing will run so fast on our computer that nobody will need to do anything. We actually, for instance, I don't prompt anything. I ask the AI to create the prompt for me. Like, I have some idea, and Alex talked before about perplexity. So perplexity have the possibility to go and do a web search before we create an answer. So most of the time I'm going to perplexity and ask him to go and find the best practices to do something that I'm looking for and create a prompt for that. And by copying, pasting that prompting, I keep moving much faster than even click on the keyboard myself. And the computer use will be something even bigger than that. So, as I said before, the world will be divided into two pieces. It will be people that will understand how to use AI, and I don't say use. I think use is not the right term. How to leverage AI, because will be another people that will stop. They're not gonna do anything with them.
They're going to be used by AI.
They're gonna be used, they're gonna be replaced, and yeah, this is people don't understand that we are in this the first step of the fifth industrial revolution.
Absolutely.
This is the freaking industrial revolution. It's big, it's massive, because people now looking on AI, but so many other things happening in the world right now. Let's talk about nuclear. So yeah, nuclear bomb is bad, but nuclear as a fact is actually good. Nuclear can create energy and stop killing us all, and keep creating energy and doing so. So if we're taking it to and create some bombs, it's going to be bad. But if we do that and for something else, it will be great. And this what will happen. We have some nuclear energy processors. We will have some very big and smart computers that will be quantum computers, not the regular computers. And we also, up on that, we will have AI. And I think that a lot of people need to start thinking really about the thing, what they going to do with their career, because nobody will be left alone. Nobody. And so good luck for everyone.
Good. Okay, guys.
Can
So I wanted to give some audience questions, but I think we have no time. So let's do it fast, okay?
Sure. Okay. I want to challenge Nimrod. Yes. So you were talking a lot about happiness and AI. There is something that you didn't cover about the physical activities. The physical activity make you happy, going to the gym, going to surf, going to juggling, I don't know. And to learn a new skill such as surfing on the waves, or even I study acting, theater acting. You cannot do it with AI because you need to practice. In order to surf on the waves, you cannot read it on like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So it's the theory you can have, but you can never have the practice.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think the process that my book goes through is this. I think that we exist on this planet.
Yeah.
We first of all have to sort of like use our time to complete our purpose chores. We have purpose chores, which is to survive, to reproduce, and to ensure that our offspring arrives at an age where it can start surviving by itself. Okay, that's what we spend our time on. We work to generate energy and the resources needed to feed ourselves and our offspring, and we spend all of our time on that. You insert the AI into this equation, it mines that time that we spend on purpose chores and releases it. I ask myself, what do we do with the released time? Absolutely, physical activity, and for me, snowboarding, not surfing, becomes a major part of that, and that is why I answered very confidently that the N-1 moment, just before it kills us all, is bliss. Because I'm snowboarding, I'm dancing salsa, which is my favorite pastime, I'm doing my stuff, right? But that also hinges on the global drivers not being as much growth, so the extreme of that is UBIs, universal income, but also, but also more reciprocation for doing that stuff. And actually Instagram is, in a sense, reciprocating of certain people who do art and certain sports very well and flaunt it. So it's not that bad of a building block. It sucks at the moment, but it can be leveraged. I absolutely agree with you. And those things, physical pastime, for some people it's digital pastime, community, engaging in spirituality, food, sex, and then education. And then the next chapter was about the drugs, where I asked it whether it thinks we can do more of that. But unjokingly, because a lot of people, especially in Israel, which is a bit behind on it, I grew up in Australia, a lot of people are missing this out. There's legislation of MDMA, legislation of ketamine use. It's not far away. Make note, right? It starts with medicinal purposes and it goes to recreational, just like marijuana. That was
Guys, let's thank our panelists. Guys, pick them up after this, after the talks, and ask them questions. Okay, we're gonna do a little pivot. This is very exciting. We're gonna go back to the start at the end.
Yeah, I guess just the people that are taking.
Let's start talking.
We're starting next section.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Ari, am I okay over here? Whoever's staying, have a seat. Guys, anybody who's staying, have a seat. Anybody who wants to go, feel free. I don't have any ego.
But you're really going to hurt his feelings if you leave, so sit back down.
Okay. So, everybody is staying inside, everybody is leaving outside. Okay, hey guys, why don't you guys come over there and find some chairs? This way I don't have to, yell too much. Alex, you're staying here. I'm sure, for sure. Thank you. Like I said,
I know, right?
I always do. I have a mic. Yeah. Okay. I can't believe, first of all, that you guys are still here. It's not 8:45, it's 10:45. And you guys are still sitting here and you're listening to me. And that's one hell of a big, big honor. So I want to thank you. So listen, why don't we get up for a moment? Hey, Elon. Yeah, where's Elon? Where's the music? You have some music. Okay, listen. Forget the music. Can we do some Qigong for 2 seconds? Get up, stand up, come on. Listen, one. Listen, it goes like this. Qigong. Forget all the chat GPT now, and forget all the Web3, and forget all the geeks, okay? Jump, jump, jump. Jump. Okay, sit down. Now we woke up. Good morning, USA. Okay. First of all, thank you very much, Alex, for your speech. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Some of it I didn't understand, but I'm a low-tech guy. Nimrod probably left.
I will teach you after.
Huh?
I will teach you after.
Ah, Nimrod. He's the guy who does Stein, Shalosh, Shal. Yeah.
I know. Respect.
No. Respect. I enjoyed your talk a lot. I have a very good friend. His name is Ehud Hausman from Reynolds Coin. Good friend. We talk a lot. shalosh shagir. He looks at a computer or a masach, right? You look at whatever you look at. Okay. I teach people how to kill. Close. Close. It's a different ballgame. We teach special units how to kill. I also teach people how to heal on the spiritual aspect. I'm not here to talk about AI. But when I hear AI, and Daniel asked me to talk, so I want to thank Daniel and, everybody who brought this, and Hernan and Elon and everybody who has to do with it. Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor. When I thought about AI, and I said, how do I bring value to people? Because, okay, everybody is sitting here as it looks to me like you have an intelligence IQ of something like 150 and up here is the average, or maybe more, I don't know. So I'm not here to teach you anything, but I want to bring you some value. And I thought to myself, how do I bring people value that they can take something into their lives? There's a lot of people, I work with people, I'll tell you about myself for maybe 30 seconds in a moment. But usually, when people talk to me about AI, there's one thing that I notice everybody talks, and that's fear. Fear. People are scared shitless. Whether it's business owners, whether it's people in the creative areas, in any area, education, everybody knows that sooner or later, AI is going to take the job. And AI will. So basically, it breaks down into two sections of people. People who say, well, I'm so scared I don't want to even, deal with it. And some people who, yes, do deal with it, but the main basis is fear. So guys, I want to introduce the person standing next to me. He's a good friend of mine. He's been with me my whole life. I'm sure you know him very well.
It's your personal fear.
Give him a big round of applause. Introducing Mr. Fear. You don't see him? But everybody has one. It's here. You believe in so much. And we're always so scared. I'm a master of fear. That's maybe what people don't know about me. What people do know about me is my name is Eddie Lindenbaum from Eddie for Life. I've been 40 years, plus minus, an entrepreneur in business. I've built up 8-figure companies, 7-figure companies in the fashion business here in Israel, importing fashion in the days where there was like no computers all over the world. I hold an 8th degree black belt in Dennis Survival Jiu-Jitsu. I'm one of the teachers in the main dojo in Herzliya. Like I said, we teach people how to kill. Basically, though, we teach people how to defend. And I am very much against any form of violence. As well, I've been on the spiritual path myself for more than 20 years. And today, I have still business and real estate, but I coach people. If I may say, Nimrod said something at a midlife crisis at 42. Those are the people who come to me in the end. I work with a handful of people. And these kind of people who make a lot of money in life, but don't know how to translate the success they had in business into their personal life. And I didn't know how to do that either. But here I'm here to talk about fear today. So fear comes in all kinds of forms. Fear, FOMO, fear of missing out, fear of standing out, FOFU, fear of fucking up. What will people say about me? What are they going to think about me? And don't any of you tell me that you never had any feelings like that, because fuck you, I don't believe you. Because I grew up in fear. I know what fear is. You see, what you don't know about me, you're looking at big tough Eddie, 8th degree black belt. He's not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of very much. But I grew up as a kid in fear. Because in my family, my parents left Belgium at the last minute before when the Nazis came into Antwerp, and they were refugees down in South America. My father's family went down to Rio de Janeiro for the war. My mother's family ended up in Cuba, and after the war, they immigrated to the United States, where I was born there. But in those days, children should be seen and not heard. Children should be seen and not heard. And I want to tell you guys something. If you didn't follow the rules, you were punished. And in those days, growing up in the 60s, punishment meant being hit, amongst other things. The rabbis punished you by making you write down 1,000 times a sentence from the Torah. Or in English, I will not speak in class. Write that down 5,000 times until tomorrow. That's the kind of punishments we had in school. And when you come home and you fucked up, or you were a bad boy, you got hit. So when mommy hit us, you get used to it. I was the oldest, so I got hit the most. Don't misunderstand. My family was very normal in that. Nothing special. That was like everybody. You get hit, okay. But you get used to it. The problem was when Dad came home from the diamond district and he had a bad day at work, and he heard that you were a bad boy. And then he flies into a rage. And then you get hit with anything in reach. It could be a belt, it could be a G.I. Joe Tommy gun, plastic machine gun. He didn't know what he was hitting with, but he hit. He flew out of control. And as a little kid, you learn it's better not to be punished. So you learn to lie. You become fearful. And you know what happens? Can you imagine a young kid in 4th grade in the States who lost his eyeglasses? Regular black, this is 60 something, okay? Black eyeglasses. So we're not any designer glasses then. A young kid loses his eyeglasses, but for the second time, because he lost them the first time, so he got punished. But now he lost them again because he was into sports and, he's physical and he runs around and he forgets whatever. And that little kid is so scared to come home and tell his parents that he lost his eyeglasses. And he steals his friend's eyeglasses. His friend, he steals his eyeglasses. And he walks around with his eyeglasses for a couple of months. Not the same prescription. More or less. Just not to get punished, not to get beaten. What does that do to a young kid? What kind of confidence does that give him? What kind of self-respect does that give him to go and make mistakes in life? Zero. So I know a lot about fear. I also know a lot about shame, but that's for another talk. So we have a lot of fear in our lives. Fear of missing out, fear of what people will think of us, Fear of what, what do we do if it goes wrong? Now's not the right time. I heard that my whole life. My dad was in the diamond business when I was growing up. Hey, Dad, how come you don't make a bigger business? Eddie, now's not the right time. Okay, this year isn't a good year. It's not a good period. But I heard this for 40 years. So what, 40 years it's not a good time? When is a good time? And as human beings, fear is maybe the most driving emotion, because we would rather not lose than gain. And that's unbelievable, because we don't want to get out of our comfort zone. We have a terrible marriage. Our sex with our girlfriend or wives is like zero. But we're not going to talk about it. Why? Why can't we talk about it? We're afraid what other people are going to think of us. So we become what we think they think we should be in the end. Now, how does all that, I'm going to explain now how to deal also with fear. So I want to give you some value on that. But basically, in my work with clients, and you'll be amazed, I work with all kinds of clients, but basically people who made a lot of money, and like I said, didn't have the same success in happiness and in their personal lives as in business. So I help them with that. But I see fear everywhere. Everywhere. I want to give you two examples. I had a session, one of the people I taught in the past in the martial arts. I do this on a voluntary basis, by the way. For many years, all voluntary. I have some guys from Sayeret Matkal in my, who I used to teach, I still teach. One of them approached me and said, Eddie, listen, I need some advice. And I told him, if you ever need to sit down and you need to talk a bit, no problem. We sat down for 2.5 hours about 2 months ago. And he has some problems at home. He has an amazing job I don't want to say what profession. Works for an international, multinational company, makes a lot of money, has a beautiful wife who's much younger than he is, has a lot of problems. And I asked him, how is it that in your personal life, you're so scared to be who you are? To tell your wife, and I don't mean in a bad way, hey, fuck you, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go out tomorrow. How come you're so scared to tell her that? And we talked about fear. And I said, tell me something. And this guy, and excuse me for saying this, he has done things which you won't believe, as far as going in and out of Lebanon way before the war. I mean, really serious stuff, because I know his commander also. So I know who he is. And I asked him, tell me something about your military life. Are you afraid? He said, Eddie, I don't know what fear is. And that's what they say about it. If I believe in what I'm doing, I have no fear. There's no fear. But he cannot take that and bring it into his personal life. That same sense of believing and not fearing. So fear is an amazing thing, and it keeps us in a bubble. And we start losing connection with who we are because we become scared to be ourselves. And then we fuck up in business because then we reach a glass ceiling. We're doing $20 million a year. And this is a true story. It's funny. 2 CEOs reached out to me. This was a long time ago. The same week. That's why I remember it. One was Israeli, one was American, a Hasidic Jew from New Jersey. They both, through LinkedIn, they both reached out to me, and they both said the same thing. Eddie, I have a great company. We're doing $20 million a year. I said, is there a problem? He said, yeah, I've been doing $20 million for the past 2.5, 3 years. I'm stuck. Both of them said the same thing. Now, I don't have to teach them business. What is this bullshit about business coaching? Guy's doing 20 million, 40 million, 50 million bucks a year. He doesn't need to know anything about business. He can teach me about his business. It's all the mindset. But he's so scared to make really strong moves in his business. So he's stagnating at 20 million. And you know what's going to happen? True story. I know what happened to one of them. The business went down. We didn't work together. His business went down. Because when you're stuck at $20 million, the next step is you start going down. And I want to tell you one small other story, and then I'm going to tell you how to deal with fear, because I think that's more important. I helped for a long time one of our veterans, highly decorated officer in one of the most secret units, undercover units in enemy territory, okay, that kind of unit. And this guy told me stories. The only thing is he suffers from the most extreme form of post-trauma, and he's wounded. He has a whole pension. Is a tragic story. And he used to tell me about things he did, running into burning buildings, saving Jews who were kidnapped in the territories, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. And the one thing which really struck me, he had no fear. He had no fear. He had no fear. And this is something which is very dangerous also. And now I want to show you why fear is good. How much time do I have? Just, you know, prompt me so I don't go. How much?
We'll go 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, I'll do it much less. Okay? I'll be short and sweet and short. Okay? People think, I'm scared. Oh my God, I don't want to show it. I can't let people know I'm scared. So let me ask you something. We all know what fear is, but what's courage? What is courage? Are we born courageous? When we have to go under fire to save our teammate, we're fucking scared. Don't tell me we're not scared. We're scared, but we do it anyway because we know he's going to do it for me. So I do it for him. I'll put my life to get him out if he's wounded under enemy fire. So it's not a matter of not being scared. Victor Kahalani was my machat when I was in the army, in Khativa 7. And he used to talk about what he went through in Yom Kippur. He said everybody was scared. Fuck scared. A guy's got to do what a guy's got to do even though you are scared. That is the courageous person. You are scared, but you do what you have to do. You do not let the fear control you. And that's where we screw up a lot in life. We let the fear override, like AI overrides us, and it writes our story. So we live in fear. But then, what do we do to combat the fear? So, I mean, and what is fear good? Fear is good. Why do we have fear? Fear comes from a part of the back of the brain called the amygdala. It's the size of an almond, and it regulates our fear so that as human beings we can survive. Because if we didn't have fear, we wouldn't survive. And the thing is, in the old days when we lived in tribes in nature, if you stood out from the tribe, if you were different, if you had different sexual preferences, or if you looked different, or if you acted different, or if you talked different, the tribe would throw you out. And then you would be on your own in nature. Go fend for yourself. Wild animals, no food, no water, go take care of yourself. What does that mean? It means certain death. So we're wired as human beings that, hey, don't stand out. Fear is good. Be careful. Be careful. I was the little kid in class who sat down like this. Last row. Teacher's over there. This was me. Hoping he will never see me or she will never see me. Because if they would ask me the answer, I would never know. One of the reasons was because I never really understood the language well enough and I was too embarrassed to ask. Because I came to Israel at the age of 12 and a half. So I always waited until the end of the sentence, hoping that I'll understand the whole sentence at the end of the sentence, and I never understood the sentence. So I didn't understand very much, and I grew up pretty fucked up. So I didn't even finish school. And everything I know today, and if I may say, I know a little bit, it's because I'm an autodidact and I learned by myself. But that's what fear does to you. So, fear is good. Great. Fear is good. But where is the level that it stops being good and starts hindering our progress, our happiness, our joy, our being ourselves? The moment that happens, fear isn't good. How do we combat fear? I'm not saying it's easy, but the first thing is awareness. I'm very much into mind training I take it from the mystical Buddhist traditions of Tibet, Japan, India, China. Everything is about awareness. We have to cultivate awareness to really be aware of what's going on. So every time I'm fearful, I ask myself, wait a second, Eddie, what is this fear? What's going on? It's thought. I'm grasping a thought which makes a structure in my mind, and I start believing the thought. And already the fear goes down a bit. The next thing we need to combat fear is self-discipline. And that AI will not get us. We need self-discipline because we have to go against our intuition. When you're going with a motorcycle, I drive bikes also. I used to also race bikes. When you're going into a turn and you're going too fast, the first thing that intuitively you want to do is smash the front brake. Bad mistake. You're going to roll out. You have to work counterintuitively. You have to lean the bike, feather the brake, hit the back brake a bit, and give a little gas going out of the turn, counterintuitively. So we need self-discipline for that. And the next thing we need, and this is where I'm finishing. Everybody, and I know this from myself, when we fearful, we try to push the fear away. We push it away. If you know, and it's funny, we're so scared to walk up to a beautiful woman and say, hi, my name is Eddie. You look nice. Are you single? Thank you. Nothing happened. But, and I also work with people on this, if we use a little humor, and I walk up to another woman, she's in the bar, I'm so scared. Wow, I counted the steps. They were 20 steps. These were the most frightening steps I took in the world. And I say to her, and I ask, tell me, would it be the end of the world if you were to have coffee with me one day? I ask it in the negative. That's already negotiation tactics, which I teach also. But she's smiling. So if she says no, that means it's not the end of the world. We'll have a cup of coffee and we'll see what happens then. And if she says yes, it'll be the end of the world. Hey, she's taking, or she thinks I'm an asshole, so I'm getting the hell out of here. No problem. No problem, but nothing happened. So we need humor. And the last thing which we need is to embrace our fear. To embrace it. Not to push it away. To embrace and move with the fear like in Aikido. Use our fear. Welcome it into our lives. Oh, Mr. Fear, you're here again, my good friend. You haven't been here for a while. Hey, just wait a second. I'm working right now with jealousy. Can you have a seat in the waiting room? When I finish with jealousy, we'll talk. So we need to embrace our fear. So to sum it up, we need awareness. We need the self-discipline. We need humor, especially self-humor, not to take ourselves too seriously. And then we need to embrace the fear, not to push it away, and work with our fear. The last thing which I want to tell you something, and this I'm saying very, very profoundly. My whole life, until maybe a few years ago, I thought that whatever I reached in life, whatever it is, if I reached anything, okay? I thought that I reached it even though I had the fear and shame. Al-af. And today I understand, I'm 66. Today I understand that what drove me was the fear and the shame. Because every time I took the fear and I said, fuck you. And I'm not kidding. I used to say to fear, fuck you, I'm going to do it. And when my Jeep was like this, going up Mahmal or Zik or crazy places, and I was alone, 45 degrees in the summer, and I was stuck. And I remember, and I'll never forget it, and my Jeep was going a little bit, go back, and out of the Jeep. And I was totally fucked up. I said, Eddie, leave the Jeep. Walk away. That's the safe thing to do. Walk away. I did Zik and then Mahmal, and I fucked up the Jeep in Zik, and I couldn't get past the big, you know, there's a madrega there on Mahmal, couldn't get past it. And I said, hey, leave it. Leave it, leave the Jeep. Fuck it. Walk away. Take the phone, take the bag, you had water, walk away. And then I said, fuck you, fear. Fuck you. I'm not walking away. And I did it. And I got up. And you know what happened? And with this, I'm finishing. I came to the garage the next day and, you know, hey, Eddie, what? You did this, that, whoa. Okay, we got to go next weekend. Everybody's going to do the same thing. And I remember I'm going with them in my Jeep. And I reach Ma'ale Mahmal. And I can't move. I'm scared. It's like you fall off a horse. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, I feel like my heart is pounding. I'm sweating. I'm scared. I'm scared. I said, Eddie, you scared? You're going to do it again. So I did it again. That's the lesson. Fuck fear. Be yourselves. Live your lives. Be who you are. Fuck everybody. Give respect to everybody. Don't hurt anybody. Never. But be yourselves first. Respect yourself. So, first of all, thank you so much for listening to all this bullshit. I hope I really didn't bore you too much. One thing which I do want to say, I would like to give everybody here something of value. And everybody here, if you want to come up to me and get a card or something, I would like to give you as my guest, ever, you would like to sit down and have a session with me as part of the group here. All you have to do is call me or send me a text message. Tell me I'm this and this from WINE&GRIND. You have a session on the house. No strings, no, buy a book. Fuck all that. I have enough money. I don't need any favors. If you need a session, if you would like a session on the house, all you have to do is, ask me, call me up, send me a text message, or later come over and get a card. Thank you so much.
Guys, Guys, so the next part is kind of we're going to present some startups and we're going to present some great ideas to you. But we are going to now give the stage up for Lena to order this startup.
I'm a designer. I also kind of volunteer, not only me. Elon, by the way, made some great designs. So now we will present you amazing startup. They brought AI to telecom. So I believe the telecom will be more interested.
We are waiting.